Hello. Hola. Let's continue The Blue Rose Suga X Rito by Lunatic. Ha! Come with you? No way in hell will I do that, I scoffed. If you won't obey, then I have to drag you by force, he said seriously. His gaze hardened and he took a few steps forward. I gulped and took a few steps back. Hey! Are you serious? Stop! I stuttered. His face stayed the same as he continued walking forward. Then I came to a dead end when my back hit against a tree. My hands were trembling as I held my stick. The guy stood in front of me, still staring at me with those dark eyes. They looked deadly. I felt intimidated under his gaze. What do you want from me? I questioned, my heart pounding so loud that I could hear it. He didn't answer and just kept staring at me with those dark eyes. That's it. I've had enough of this guy. I swung my stick at him, yelling as I did so. He dodged it swiftly, though I could tell he was slightly surprised at my attack. I may not be the best when it came to combat, but playing video games with Suga helped me get the gist on what to do. I remember a particular time when Suga commented on my playstyle when we were playing Super Smash Bros. How are you so good at this game? Suga whined. As the world's blue team winner flashed on the screen. To be honest, I'm not that good. I just memorize the moves my characters have and apply it in battle, I shrugged. Suga just gave me a look. Lunatic, always as studious as ever, even when playing video games. Suga shook her head and smiled. To be honest, I was surprised when how good you were playing with Suga. He's one of the hardest players to play. In Super Smash Bros., she admitted. Hearing that, I felt a sense of accomplishment within me, which was well. You really are full of surprises. Can I call you Miss Surprise? She said, smiling at me. I laughed. Miss Surprise? Wow, what a dumb title. I nudged my shoulder at her. Hey! She laughed as she pushed me back. We laughed for a while, then started another round. Okay, Miss Surprise, I'll beat you this time, Suga challenged. Bring it on! Bring it on, I said. Then the game began. I used my element of surprise as an advantage in this situation. While the guy was distracted by my attack, I kicked his leg and he collapsed onto the ground and let out a groan. I took this chance to run. I'd never done this much running in my life. I might as well become an Olympian as I was running. I wasn't looking where I was going when I suddenly bumped into something soft. What? A sweet yet deep voice yelped. I looked up to see a man with yellow blonde hair, because I said blonde, and sky blue eyes. He looked like he belonged in heaven clouds. He looked at me and gave a smile that would make anyone swoon. Hello, are you lost? He spoke gently, ignoring the fact I was soaked. Awkward to say that I came through a well, got assaulted and saved by a lunatic, nearly drowned by plant and then ended up here. I started before I heard a awfully familiar voice. Demon, be careful, he's dangerous. The man said as he approached us, panting. Says the one who attacked me. I hid behind Demon. I glanced over to look at the guy. He looked furious. Yoongi, you're soaked. What happened? Demon asked Yoongi. Forget that. That woman behind you is dangerous. She attacked me multiple times. Yoongi pointed at me and glared. Frankly, I would have done the same thing to you. I scuffed it. Demon looked confused. Attack? Did Min Yoongi attacked by a woman? That's new. Demon laughed. Yoongi rolled his eyes and sighed. Excuse you? You attacked me first. I spoke up. This guy had the nerve to play the victim when he acted first. You freaking dumped on me from the trees like some sort of cat and slamming me against the ground, I accused. Demon calmed down and turned to face Yoongi. Yoongi, that isn't how you treat a lady, Demon scolded. Yoongi scoffed. You call that thing a lady? She's more of a barbarian to me, he mocked. This guy. Demon turned to me and said, Please excuse Yoongi for the accent. It's just his way of protecting the forest against strangers, Demon stated. I suddenly felt bad for those who came across the wildcat. It's just that many people don't really come here in this forest, and most of the times they're not good people. Demon smiled apologetically. This demon guy was probably the only sane person I came across in this whole area. But what did he mean by protection? Were people trying to cut down the forest or something? Or why so aggressive? What do you mean by protecting the forest? I asked. Demon looked at Yoongi and gave an unsure look. Yoongi sighed. First of all, if you want to know, you have to come with us. Yoongi spoke as he furrowed his brows. I looked at Demon, and he gave me a look that said he's right. I hardly even knew these guys, and yet they're telling me to come with them. I couldn't really trust them, especially not after what happened with Suho. I wouldn't be deceived by looks again. Yoongi saw my hesitation, and he relaxed his voice. Look, I'm sorry for attacking you beforehand. We're not bad people, I promise. The price still comes. Okay. Yoongi said, sounding sincere, looking at me with an apologetic expression. I'm sorry what happened to the cold, infuriated face me just a second ago. Demon glanced at Yoongi and then faced me. He's right, I promise you. You mean no harm at all. Please come with us, Demon pleaded. I sighed in defeat. It's not like I had any other choice. Fine, but if any of you try anything funny, I won't hesitate. To defend myself, I warned. Demon smiled widely and Yoongi looked to the side, sighing in relief. What have I gotten myself into? Min Yoongi and Demon walked through the forest, passing by different kinds of flowers, those similar to the ones in the gardens. Yoongi was behind me and Demon, keeping a close eye on me in particular. Demon walked beside me. Ah, speaking of which, I didn't quite catch your name, miss, Demon poked up. It's Lunatic, I said, walking over a branch. Nice to meet you, Miss Lunatic. From what you probably heard, my name is Demon, and the man over there is Yoongi. Demon said, looking over at Yoongi, as so did I. Yoongi didn't take his eyes off me. He was watching me like a hawk. I stuck my tongue out at him, and he looked offended at this. Then I innocently smiled at Demon. Yoongi then rolled his eyes and scoffed, muttering underneath his breath. Nice to meet you too, Demon, I said politely, ignoring Yoongi completely. Demon gave a nod of acknowledgement. Oh, we're here, he said. I turned my head to only be faced with a wall covered in ivy and moss. Is this where they want to take me? What a strange destination. Is this the place? I asked unsure. Yes, Demon smiled. Maybe I was wrong about Demon being sane. and now I'm going to be more of it. Then Demon put his hand on a particular spot on the wall and pushed it. It went in, and suddenly an opening appeared in the wall. Or maybe not, and I was the one that was insane for agreeing to follow them. Demon went in first, then me and Yoongi followed. We descended down spiral steps, then walked down a long hallway. The walls were covered in ivy and flowers. Then we reached the end of the hallway. Demon pushed past some vines of flowers, and we were met with a grand hall of some sort. I looked out to see leaves and wooden lanterns hanging from the ceiling. There were paintings of roses hung up on each side of the wall, each a different color: red, orange, yellow, green, pink, white, and blue. I stared at them, feeling a sense of deja vu flowing through my mind. Stephen glanced at me. "You like them?" he asked as he continued walking towards a double door. I turned my head to him. "They're beautiful paintings," I replied, admiring how detailed they were. The one that caught my eye in particular was the blue rose painting. To me, it stood out the most because of its vibrant color and mysterious aura it gave off. Yoongi stared at me with an unreadable expression with his arms crossed as I looked at the painting. Demon smiled at me. "They're very important. They each hold a special meaning for us individually," he stated. "Us? We're the others in this place." I knew it. Each rose color is going to represent a person. This been confirmed. Whilst we go into this detail, two or three colors would have been enough, but no, it kept on going. Anyway, back to the story. Once we reached the end of the hallway, Demon pushed the doors. When the doors opened, I gaped my mouth at the sight that was before me. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It looked like something straight out of a Disney movie. I looked up to see a stained glass window that had even roses similar to the paintings beforehand, surrounding what looked to be the sun. There were arches of branches covered in flowers, lined up in a straight path. In the middle, there was a grand tree that had windows built and lanterns hanging from its branches. There was a waterfall just to the left of the tree, its walls illuminating a sparkly glow. As we walked by, the flowers began to bloom and gave off a warm light. There were butterflies floating around the flower, and I saw a squirrel climbing up a tree into its hut. It was completely different from the gardens back at campus. "This is our main room," Demon confirmed. "We usually hang out here for the most of the times when we're not on duty." I was still admiring the beauty of the area. I tried to resist screaming out of excitement, dancing around the area like a star in a toy store. Yoongi saw the sparkle in my eyes and raised a brow. "Who knew a barbarian would be amused by this sort of thing?" he remarked. I turned around and glared at him. He looked up and gave a nonchalant look. We reached the grand tree. Its doors were decorated with gold swirls and green leaves were arching the rim. Demon pushed them open and held the door open for us. We all stepped inside. Inside the tree was even more impressive than outside. There was a grand staircase in the middle that went to the upstairs of the tree. There was a tiny stream going through the floors of the tree, and outside a little tunnel. In the base, I noticed that there were two doors at each side of the room. Then suddenly one of them burst open, revealing two energetic beings. One had bright ruby red hair and a boxy smile. "V!" silver white hair with the cutest bunny smile. They looked like they were playing tag. Bunny smile? Okay, that's Cookie. You it, the redhead said. No fair. You have long legs. The one with the bunny smile pouted. Don't cook. Taeyeon, you're supposed to be on cleanup duty, Yoongi scolded, giving them a hard gaze. Both boys noticeably winced and turned to face Yoongi. Ah, Yoongi, why are you here? The redhead nervously said. And why are your clothes wet? The bunny teeth guy questioned. Yoongi sighed at them. Doesn't matter. We have something more important, he said, glancing at me. The two boys turned their heads in unison to look at me, then back at Yoongi. Then they both gasped. Yoongi raised a brow. What? He said. I looked back at them, a bit confused on what was happening. Was there something on my face? Hello, I spoke slightly unsure. Then they went up towards me, which took me by surprise. Are you Yoongi's beloved? The redhead beamed at me. Yeah, are you? The bunny boy said. What? My eyes widened and my face froze. Jimmy covered his mouth, trying to hold in the laughter that was coming out. What? No. You got it all wrong. This is a misunderstanding, I said, waving my hands. That's enough. Yoongi stepped in, setting the boys up. Where's Namjoon? He asked. He's probably in the library, Jungkook replied. Of course he is, Yoongi said, sounding not surprised. So who is this woman? Taeyeon said, looking at me. I stood there, not really knowing what to do. What was I supposed to do? Say that I was from some other dimension? Yeah, they'll totally believe that. Me and Yoongi found her in the forest. The Yoongi found her first, Demon stated. Taeyeon and Jungkook looked at each other and then at me and gave me a sorry look. They must have known how Yoongi acted. Follow me, Yoongi spoke up, starting to climb up the steps, biting my lips. Turned back to look at the three. Demon nodded his head, and Taeyeon and Jungkook tilted their heads, smiling and giving a thumbs up. I sighed and hesitated to follow Yoongi. As we went up, we came across another door. Yoongi pushed it open and walked in. Not bothering to hold it open, I walked in and was faced with a lost room. You couldn't even be bothered to keep it open for a lady, Yoongi? Really? Although she did need you in the nest earlier, so I guess your behavior is understandable, somewhat. But you did attack her first. Anyway. It was what I presume a library. The walls were all covered in books and wooden letters were leaning against them. It was my dream to own such a large library like this in my home. The same sign. I turned to Yoongi, who was going up some more steps on the second floor. Will he ever wait? When I reached the top of the staircase, I saw Yoongi, approaching a man with dark green hair holding a book. He was sitting on a red velvet couch in front of a circular window. He noticed Yoongi coming towards him and put his book down to smile at him, showing his dimples. What brings you here, Yoongi? He asked while examining Yoongi. You wrote examining twice. Also, why are your clothes wet? He questioned. My clothes are wet because of that barbarian over there, Yoongi said, tilting his head towards me. The man looked over at me, a bit surprised at my being. He then looked back at Yoongi, expecting an explanation. I found this barbarian wandering through the forest this morning. I brought her here because she could have been one of them, but it turns out she was just a ruddy barbaric animal, Yoongi said, still looking at the man. I couldn't believe this guy. How dare he speak as if he wasn't the one who acted like an animal first? The man sighed and looked at me. We'll deal with this tomorrow on when the others are back. Bring her to the extra room upstairs. She looks too tired to talk to right now, the man said. But Namju, Yoongi started. Namju raised his brow at him and gave a look that said, do it. Yoongi sighed and rolled his eyes at me. Sorry, Miss Sir. Right. Follow me then, princess, Yoongi said in an irritated tone. Namju smiled and looked at me. I gave him a thankful look and he nodded. He then stopped smiling when we left and pursed his lips. Is he? No, she can't be. Namju spoke. Now, it's too good to be true. Namju shook his head and went back to reading. Once we left the room, Yoongi led me Why is there a gigantic gap between me and the wall upstairs? It was designed in rock, but I prefer it that way. He showed me the room. It was a big room with a king-size bed and a balcony just down the far end. The spare clothes in the closet there, and the bathroom is to your left, Yoongi said and began to walk away. Wait, I called after him. Yoongi turned around and gave me a puzzled, impatient look. What? He questioned, annoyance apparent in his voice. Thanks for saving me back there, I said, referring to the river incident. Yoongi stared at me and his gaze softened for a split second before returning to his normal, cool, cold face. Well, I was thinking of leaving you there to drown, but that wouldn't be courteous to a lady, would it? Yoongi said slyly and began walking away. Seriously, why can't this guy be nice like the others? I rolled my eyes and looked at open the closet. There was a white gown hung on the hanger. I presumed they were for sleeping. I looked at the clothes I wore. They were damp from the river and smelled awful. I took the gown and brought it to the bathroom. The bathroom was wooden and had flowers hanging off the ceiling. I took off my damp clothes and turned on the shower. Warm, glowing water, the same one for the waterfall, came running down, so that's why there were streams on the floor downstairs. I began taking a shower, feeling the warm water all over my body. It felt nice, especially after what happened today. I squeezed a tub and green liquid came out from what I guess was shampoo and began scrubbing my hair. It was vanilla scented. Then I washed my body using a soap bar that smelled like roses. When I was done showering, I dried myself off and put on the gown. Looking at my bed, I smiled and launched myself onto the sheets. It was so soft and warm that I almost fell asleep the moment my head hit the pillow. I stared at the ceiling, thinking about the events that occurred today. But eventually I got too tired to think, and soon my eyelids slowly closed and I fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 5. Breakfast. Deep within the forest lie great streets, secrets that are best kept to oneself. Fear of the others taking advantage of them. Others can try to pry them open, but no matter how hard they try to uncover them, even with using persistence and brute force, they do not succeed. That is under an exception, with the heart so pure that isn't tainted with darkness. It's exposed to said secret self. That is when those secrets begin to bloom and reveal their true colors. When are we going to get her? The night of the blue moon is approaching soon, and we're all just sitting around like this. Be patient, Dion. Remember, this is all part of the plan, Suga observed. He rested his head on his arms. Those dumb children were naive enough to believe that rumor I spread around campus, but thankfully they dragged lunatic with them, Suga chuckled. Dion just stared at him, irritated. Besides, the night of the blue moon isn't until next month. Why are you so worked up about it? Suga questioned. Jinsu stood to the far right, leaning against the wall, playing with his blade. He looked uninterested with what was happening. It would be a lot more convenient if we kept her in the cage downstairs, so that those bastards wouldn't get to her. Dion spat, narrowing her eyes at Suga. Suga closed his eyes and sighed. Well, those bastards are going to play a huge role in what's to come, and lunatic is going to be our key to unlock the secrets the night of the blue moon beholds, Suga said, smiling darkly to himself. Dion gave a confused look. Secrets? What do you mean by that? She asked. Suga looked at her and raised his brows. That'll be uncovered when the time comes. For now we wait, he said. Jinsu glanced at Suga, who was smiling maliciously to himself. He looked at him with bold eyes and left the room. The sun shone its fluorescent rays through the window. The birds sang their melodic tune throughout the gardens. Flowers began to bloom, their dewy petals awakening from their night's rest, dropping off water from the waterfall, echoed below, sounding soothing and calming. However, you were a different story. Lying in bed was a young woman who somehow ended up on the opposite side of the bed. She lay there peacefully, snoring softly to herself. That all ended with the loud bang thump on her door, awakening the woman and causing her to fall onto the floor and hit her head. That's when she woke up, in the most unpleasant way. Hey, barbarian, wake up! Breakfast's ready! Yoongi shouted. He stood outside the door, his hair still in a bad head state. Ow! Oh yeah, just a minute, I groggily said, rubbing my head and yawning. But that's one way to wake up in the morning. You better hurry up, or else there'll be no more breakfast left. And also those clothes outside your door, demon made them, he said, and with that he left. I stood up. A wave of dizziness came across me because of how fast I got up. When the dizziness cleared up, I went towards the door to collect the clothes Yugi left me. I opened the door and looked down to see a pile of neatly folded clothing left behind. Picking it up, I went back inside my room and laid it on my bed. I examined the article of clothing. It was a dark purple maid-length dress with a... I only care about the dress details. After putting on my outfit, I opened the door and made my way downstairs. When I reached the downstairs, A sweet aroma caught my attention. It was coming from the opposite door from where Dunker and Taeyong came from. I pushed open the door, and the aroma of strawberries and vanilla filled the air. It made my stomach grumble. I looked around and examined the room. It had a long wooden table down the middle with flowers decorated in the center. Wooden sails aligned on each side. There was another door in the far left-hand corner, which was where the smell was coming from, which I presume was the kitchen. Yoongi noticed my presence and turned to look at me. Finally, took you long, and he stopped midway in his sentence. He eyed me up and down with his mouth slightly open. Well, I said, wondering what was he doing. I'm so surprised that a barbarian can actually look normal, he said, giving a light scoff. I rolled my eyes at him, still as rude as ever. At least I act normal to strangers, I said, giving a sarcastic smile. Yoongi was about to say something before he was cut off. Ah, lunatic, there you are. Come sit next to me, Demon smiled, patting the seat next to him. I walked over to him and sat next to him. My seat was across from the wildcat, Yoongi. I see you're wearing the outfit I made. Do you like it? Demon asked, looking hopeful. I love it. It's super comfortable. Better than being in damp clothes, for sure, I laughed. Demon smiled proudly and giggled. Hee hee, I'm glad you like it, he said, giving a warm smile. What a precious human being. Must protect. Yes, we do. Protect the cute little Jimmy. Actually, that boy has the cutest smile ever. I just want to pinch his little cute cheeks every time he does. But actually, I pretty much feel that way for everybody. For BTS, especially the marketing line. And Suga. Whatever. I'm getting off topic. Well, I hope you're hungry. Because Demon made pancakes, Demon Bean. Believe me, I'm so hungry I could eat an entire horse, I joked. Demon laughed. They'll get on well with Jin, Demon said. The guy eats mountains worth of food. Not to mention he's a really good cook. Yuki watched us joke around, leaning on his arm with the bold expression on his face. He felt slightly irritated. He didn't know why, but he brushed it off as morning grumpiness. This Sunday, the left door busted open. In came a man with wide shoulders. He had pale pink hair and wore a pink apron. He pushed a wooded cart, and on them lay stacks of mouth-watering fluffy pancakes with a glistening strawberry sauce. My eyes followed them. I was famished at this point. He began placing them on the table, and the moment the plate touched the table, like some sort of magic trick, Dunker and Tina came bursting through the door as if they'd been summoned. I smell Sin's famous strawberry pancakes, Donkey said excitedly. He quickly sat down next to Demon and eyed the pancakes hungrily. Hooray! Then strawberry pancakes! Taeyong clapped his hands with a broad smile. He sat down next to Yoongi. Such children! Wait for the others before you start eating, Jin said as he placed the plates down. But then... Dunker and Taeyong whined. Jin gave them a glare, and they just soaked. When Jin placed a plate in front of me, he gave a little yelp of surprise. He looked at me before giving a smile. You must be lunatic. Namsu told me about you yesterday, too. Bah, I was out in the gardens tending the plants. Jin sighed. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Jin, a.k.a. the best cook in the land, he said, giving me a wink. I giggled at his introduction. pridefulness really so, and it really was very uplifting. Nice to meet you, Jin, I said. Jin nodded at me in acknowledgement and turned to Yoongi. What's Namdu in Husuk? He asked him. Yoongi raised his brows and shrugged. Jin sighed and with a booming voice he yelled, Namdu! Husuk! Get down here or else! Not even a second later, the sounds of footsteps could be heard from upstairs. It came rushing down, and before you knew it, two figures came dashing through the door, panting and looking slightly worried. Namdu and a man with orange hair, who I suspected was Husuk, looked intimidated by Jin's gaze. Jin looked pleased with himself, and Namdu and Husuk sat down in their places. Dunku, Taeyeon, and Demon all let out a little sucker at this act. Well then, now that everyone's here, we can now eat, Jin commenced. Dunku and Taeyeon were the first to dig into their pancakes, scuffing them down like it was their last meal. I circled at them. I got a piece of my pancake. The knife went through so easy, revealing fluffy interior. The strawberry sauce oozed down, glistening on the pancake. Without hesitation, I shoved the piece into my mouth. The sweet, fluffy pancake tasted so good with the slightly tansy taste of the strawberry sauce. I was in heaven right now. Yuki ate the pancakes silently, staring glances off me. Was he seriously still suspecting me? Do you like them? Jin asked, tilting his head slightly. I gave a little and nodded since my last mouth was filled with pancakes. You got more than one mouth? I gave a man more sense to put. No one. Then looked dissatisfied with my answer, smiled to himself. When we were all done eating, we all began climbing up. Yuki, Demon, Taeyeon, and Dunku all quickly left the room. Namsu and Husuk were about to leave until Jin spoke up. Namsu, Husuk, since you two were last, you're going to help with the dishes. Declared, folding his arms. Jin declared, folding his arms. They both let out a sigh. I'll help too, I offered. It's not like I had anything better to do. There's no need to do so, lunatic, Jin said, waving his hands. No, I insist, I said, sounding very sincere. Jin have a half smile. All right then, he said, walking towards the left side. Namsu followed him, and me and Husuk followed behind. Husuk was pushing the trolley next to me. He turned his head to me. So you're lunatic. I'm Husuk. Pleased to meet you. He smiled brightly. I swear I was standing right next to the sun, with a smile that bright. I smiled back at him. Pleased to meet you too, Husuk, I replied. Namsu and Jin watched the dishes. Jin was scolding Namjoon because of how he nearly dropped the plate. Me and Husuk dried them. Once we were finished, we exited the kitchen and went out to the main hall. As we left the dining room, Namjoon looked at Jin and Husuk, and likewise did they as well, with a sort of knowing look. Then Namjoon turned to face me. Lunatic, please follow us this way, he said, with a serious expression. Oh dear, what's going to happen now? I feel tempted to keep going, but okay, that's for today. Come back for the next video. Goodbye. goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, click that like. If you want to make sure you don't miss the next video, then hit subscribe and then click that bell. Goodbye.